Podcasts of soldiers from deep space. Pure TokyoScope. Hello and welcome to episode 46 of the Pure TokyoScope podcast. I am Patrick Macias, the author of TokyoScope, the Japanese cult film companion.
And I'm TV's Matt Alt, author of Pure Invention, How Japan Made the Modern World. And speaking of the modern world, Patrick, do we have a scoop among scoops? Are you ready for this? Well, I know you love McDonald's.
I like Macross Nalds.
Well, good news for you. Macross, the famed anime cartoon, is getting an official sequel.
Another sequel? I can't believe it. I'm shocked. How many are they up to now? Are they like in triple digits yet?
Not a sequel, Patrick, an equal. For those just tuning in who haven't been on the planet for several decades, Macross is the name of a pivotal, epoch-making, as the Japanese would say, anime series. It's kind of the first anime series made by and for otaku, obsessive fans of Japanese culture. And it aired in 1982, and it kind of swept Japan. It was like before Evangelion, before this idea that, anime was a quote-unquote thing. Macross was one of the first, not the first, but one of the first shows to really kind of appeal heart and soul to that demographic of grown-ups who just wouldn't stop watching cartoons. Not that we're judging. But it was aired in America 3 years later as part of the Robotech Omnibus trilogy of shows that has already had a bunch of sequels, including Macross 7, Macross Frontier, Macross Delta. Then, of course, we can't forget the theatrical versions, the Super Dimension Fortress Macross, Do You Remember Rub? And then also the Macross Plus movie, Macross Dynamite 7, Macross Zero. Am I forgetting any?
Macross meets Billy the Kid. Macross meets Frankenstein. Macross goes bananas. I don't know.
What's the one where Macross teams up with Santa Claus to fight Satan? Or is it the Martians? And then now there's also Macross Delta, Zettai Live. So when we were kids in the 80s, Macross, to me anyway, was really a show about transforming robot fighter planes that blew stuff up in space. That's kind of a distillation, maybe a little bit too distilled.
Well, I think what it brought that was new to the table was the soap opera elements of the kind of romantic triangle between the leads, which is something I'd never really seen in a cartoon anime series, on my local syndicated television network anyway.
Interracial romances and kisses. And as far as the Japanese fans were concerned, yes, the transforming giant robots were awesome, but it had an idol singer in it. Her name was Lin Minmay, and her kind of concerts were sort of the backdrop of a lot of drama, stage fright, go away. And unfortunately, the English version is totally different. The Japanese version has this really polished Japanese, amazing performances. The English one, not so much.
To be in love must be the sweetest feeling that a girl can feel. Can I audition for that, for the new series?
This is your big day, as the song goes.
Stage fright, go away. This is my big day.
You make it sound like a show tune. The American version, definitely, they're more like show tunes. It's like, I'll be great, gonna have the whole world on a plate. No, it's not quite that. It's not that quite show tunes.
You'll be drunk. You'll be stoned.
We're hijacking the news segment. God, so the point of this is,
no, but
Patrick,
they're making a new Macross. They're making a new one, right? What details do we have about this new one that we're all supposed to get excited about?
Okay, are you ready? Are you sitting down?
Yeah, I'm bolted in.
None! We got none! We got no details. Zero. Macross zero details.
You get nothing. Good day, sir.
But may I make a prediction? I'm going to make a prediction just based on decades of Macross sequels happening since 1982 to 2042 or whatever year we live in right now. I have a feeling some singing anime girls are going to play a key role in unlocking all of our hearts. I seriously, recently, Macross series have all been about the idol bands, much more so than the actual cool stuff, which is the transforming fighter plane robot, stomping on people's heads and things like that, that I personally appreciate about the series. But, not that there's anything wrong with singing anime girls, singing and stuff, but I hope there's a robot in it, please.
Well, Matt, if you like robots, have I got good news for you. Check out this headline from Time Out Tokyo. The Robot Restaurant is coming back, but in a new format.
During the pandemic, when Japan was closed to international tourism, we unfortunately lost many Tokyo attractions, including Shinjuku's super extravagant robot restaurant. Known for its garish live shows featuring enormous robots and exciting dancers, the Robot Restaurant was a popular attraction for tourists visiting Tokyo. Now there's some good news as the Robot Restaurant is making a comeback, albeit in a different format. Starting Monday, May 29th, Robot Restaurant will now be a daytime show as it takes over Gira Gira Girls during the venue's closing hours. Do note that Gira Gira Girls is an adult cabaret club located in the same building as the old Robot Restaurant in Shinjuku's Kabukicho district.
Did you just say Gira Gira Girls? I don't think I'm allowed to look at that website.
It's an adult cabaret located in the same building as the old Robot Restaurant. While they point out that the Robot Restaurant is not an adults-only show, Gira Gira Girls is, Matt.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to ask my mom for permission to go.
Maybe they tell, like, ribald limericks or they show blue movies. Like, I don't know how adult it gets in that place.
There once was a man from Akiba whose, I'm not going to, I could probably end that in so many ways.
Whose kebab was so spicy. Now, this is a bit scary because I found this video online that I posted 10 years ago of you and me visiting the Robot Restaurant when it first opened.
Patrick, where are we, man?
Matt, we're in Shinjuku Kabukicho.
I hear it's a wonderful red light district.
And tonight, we're going to the Robot Restaurant. And wow, Matt, those were the days. Back then, a ticket to the Robot Restaurant was only 7,000 yen. Since then, the Robot Restaurant became a must-see thing in Tokyo, and they jacked up the prices to 9,000 yen. But that didn't stop people from coming and throwing their money. Anthony Bourdain of Parts Unknown apparently was a big fan of the show.
Okay, I got to tell you, I've seen Jimi Hendrix.
Have you?
I've seen Janis Joplin. I've seen David Bowie, Diamond Dogs. This was the greatest show I've ever seen in my life. It had it all. It was the greatest show in the history of entertainment. I don't understand it.
It was an experience. I think my favorite moment was going to the bathroom, believe it or not. And I don't mean this in any weird way. It was gold plated. Like the entire facility, is that the word we're looking for? The privy was like chromed from floor to ceiling. I almost felt bad using it. How did we describe it when we first? It was like a celebration of Japanese culture by people who didn't quite graduate from high school and found themselves working in the adult entertainment industry, I think.
Yeah, you don't often see girls running around with like full-bodied like tattoos, but like they had them there. Like they're riding around on motorcycles. It smelled like petrol fuel inside.
You know, we nearly died. I forgot that. They're running like combustion engines in this tiny space that's unventilated. We're lucky we survived. Maybe we only had light brain damage. I think the thing that people never realized about the Robot Restaurant
is that it wasn't a restaurant. They just had these terrible bentos made of like mutilated monkey meat and chopped up parakeet.
It made like airline food seem palatable and even like desirable. I remember I'm like shoveling this like crazy nasty food into my mouth as these like women on some kind of like hook and rope contraption thing were being like
meat hooks, I believe is the word you're looking for.
A midnight meat train. It's if I could pick one word to describe the experience of the Robot Restaurant, and like again, you're talking about all of these like machines, these cars and like vehicles that have been outfitted. It looked like the Disney Electric Light Parade, Electric Land, I forget what that thing is called, with this crazy booming like Japanese war marches and women, scantily clad women strapped into giant powered exoskeletons.
Moto slaves, I believe is what Shinji Aramaki called
So
those.
it was this bizarre thing happening where it's kind of like a matsuri, and like a B-29 covered in Christmas lights flies over, and like they're carrying like Shinto shrine, like the National Association of Shinto Shrines is rolling over in their grave at this whole thing, I'm sure. If I could pick one word to describe this, it would be Yankee.
I thought you were going to say tacky.
No. You describe what Yankee is.
It's kind of like low-class, trashy Japanese juvenile delinquent culture.
Yes, and this place somehow captured and celebrated that in a really quite unique way. And it's Yankee, Yankii. It has nothing to do with like Yankee Doodle Dandy. I don't think anybody knows where that word came from in Japanese, Yankee.
There's several theories. One that it was kind of a derogatory term for like the U.S. soldiers in the post-war occupation, the Yanks.
I've been called that.
Oh, no more Yankee, my wanky. The donga need food.
So the Robot Restaurant's back. I'd say I'm pretty excited about this, but I don't really want to pay 10,000 yen for another like really bad like sub convenience store bento.
So there's a big twist here, Matt. When I was researching the story again to get ready for recording this episode, I went back to the Time Out story and they had changed the headline of the story and added a disclaimer. Check this out, man. I usually trust Time Out Tokyo. Here's what they did to me, Matt. They changed the story from the Robot Restaurant is opening up again to the popular Robot Restaurant in Shinjuku is confirmed closed.
What?
Update, May 31st. Unfortunately, the Robot Restaurant has confirmed that it is closing with no plans to reopen. They will also not be staging any shows elsewhere. Thank you. Good day.
What? Wait. So,
Fake news?
ethics and journalism, Patrick. Ethics and journalism. What happened there? Honestly, seriously, what happened there? Do you have any idea?
I don't know, Matt. I have to use an ad blocker with those guys now in retaliation.
Did the Gira girls like show up and threaten the timeout Tokyo people? That is a really odd about face, but well, I guess Tokyo is safe from those marauding robot restaurateurs for a while.
Speaking of dirty, Matt, the next story on the menu here. OxiClean officially sends detergent supply to Tokyo card shop struggling with sweaty, smelly Otaku. This is a Sora News 24 classic, Matt. So, as you know, it's getting hot in here. It's early June. It's getting sweaty out there, and you know what that means, don't you? B-O.
Is this what De La Soul was singing about? And don't make it worse by covering it up with some right guard, I believe is the line from the song. Oh no, is it convention funk? Is that what the problem is here? What's the problem?
Okay, so there's this collectible card shop in Akihabara called Cardland, and they posted a tweet that says,
"A request from our shop. The weather has become much hotter with the recent sudden jump in temperatures. With that, there's been a small, but noticeable, increase in the number of customers coming to our shop in an unhygienic state. We ask that customers thoroughly shower before coming to the shop and arrive in a clean state, especially when we are holding in-shop tournaments and many people will be sharing the same enclosed space for an extended period of time."
Now, Matt, otaku aren't exactly known for their personal hygiene, except for me, because I smell like roses.
You know, this can't be the only shop suffering from this problem. I mean, you know, all of Nakano-Broadway smells like an armpit from pretty much June through December. So it's like, you kind of, I'm impressed these people are tackling this head on. Good on you, collectible card shop in Akiba.
And Cardland went an extra step to inform tournament participants that if their level of hygiene is judged to be a probable cause of discomfort, they won't be allowed to participate. So it's going to be like the Gong Show. They're going to have judges like Paul Lynn or like the Unknown Comic judging people if
Wow.
their BO is too bad to play like Magic the Gathering.
Level down. They're going to debuff you. That's what they say. That's what they call it in the industry. There's probably going to be some moments where like filthy otaku get thrown out. Do they have like those swinging doors like they have at like cowboy bars where they like throw you out like through them or like through the plate glass window if you don't meet the hygiene standards?
Is there a hole in the floor opens up and you fall into like a shark tank or something?
Or to a bath? Maybe it leads directly to a Japanese sento so like you can come back after you've cleaned up.
But that's not where the story ends. Sensing an opportunity, the Japanese distributor of OxiClean sent a box with sample packets of the world-famous laundry detergent.
Oh man, I thought when you said oxy, I thought you meant a different kind of oxy.
OxyContin?
Yes, that's how I usually get through Magic the Gathering card tournaments.
We deeply appreciate this, tweeted Cardland, who says they plan to give these samples to customers and tournament participants, although there's no guarantee that anyone's actually going to use that shit.
Well, OxiClean to me is like one of the, I mean, I haven't lived in America for a really long time, but it kind of strikes up associations in my mind of like those late night TV commercials, like, you know, where they bring out like a filthy carpet and they're like, look, it cleans, look at this, look at getting the grime off. I would like to see a late night cable access TV commercial filmed inside a filthy otaku hangout where OxiClean is being used to clean.
Now, I got to share some of these comments that some of the otaku wrote on Twitter when they found out about the OxiClean promotion.
"This is the first step towards true peace in our world. That's some pretty smart marketing by OxiClean. I'm envisioning OxiClean making special packaging designs with anime characters on it. OxiClean really is very effective against accumulated proteins like sweat and body oil."
Wow. Actually, do you think OxiClean will work to get the stains off of the robot restaurant space that they've now repurposed to use as an adult cabaret?
We have a better smell up for you next, Matt. Garlic, oregano, paprika. I'm trying to guess. I'm going to swing right into this. There's no other way. Maybe like a fanfare or something. Shakey's American Pizza Tour totally ruins our Japanese reporter. This is another Sora News 24 classic, and they tell us,
It's been 50 years since U.S. pizza chain Shakey's arrived in Japan, and to celebrate, they're putting on a fair dubbed the Shakey's American Pizza Tour. Our reporter PK Sanjun was able to get a taste of the tour as part of a press event ahead of the official launch.
First of all, as an American, I think this is cultural appropriation.
Second of all, why weren't we invited?
I know. I thought we were on the cosmic wavelength, Patrick.
I mean, as I like to remind people 35 times a day, I'm from Sacramento, the birthplace of Shakey's. I'm wearing my pepperoni patrol, my Sergeant Salami button, like right here, like on my chest right now.
Oh, I got your Sergeant Salami for you. So, but on the other hand, it sounds like Shakey's killed a man. She killed a man. Is it true his entire digestive tract was packed with Shakey's from like mouth to, I don't even want to go there. So we survived. By not going, we survived to carry the message to future generations.
Yeah, there was this press event that they had for this American pizza tour. And I guess they describe as like other reporters like just nibbling a slice or two gently. But this is an all-you-can-eat buffet. That's how they serve pizza at Shakey's. So Sora News is kind of known for like their stunt eating.
Yeah.
So they show what this guy ate. And it's like, not only did he eat like all the pizzas, there's also like curry, fried potatoes, mac and cheese, a salad. And there's like a picture of him like dead on the floor of their office, like in a car crash. And apparently like they tried to like revive him and all he could say was Shakey's is always the best.
I thought you were going to say sausage sergeant. Send in the sausage sergeant.
Although he forgot the actual tagline, which is you're something else at Shakey's.
Was a Dixieland band playing at the time? Because that was their whole gimmick early on, wasn't it? Like Dixieland bands. Actually, let's not get into this because we have that. We keep teasing it, but there will be, I promise,
a Shakey's episode,
an American pizza tour episode of Pure TokyoScope.
So I did want to talk a little bit about the 4 pizza pies they're offering as part of the American tour. Okay, number 1 is the Shakey's special, which is like your basic pepperoni, mushroom, and olive pizza.
Okay.
Number 2 is the garden veggie, which is no surprise vegetarian pizza. Then it starts to get weird. Then we start to kind of like go off course
through the monolith.
Salmon cream cheese pizza.
Oh my God, Patrick.
Doesn't sound very American to me. Sounds like a foreign pizza. And then seafood American tomato pie, which is clams from the motherland.
Just clams? Just clams.
Clams and like big chunky tomatoes. It doesn't look very spectacular to me. It looks very un-American to me, actually. Well, the good news is you can try it, Matt, because the American Pizza Tour is lasting until late August, and they're calling it Phase 1, which means theoretically there's going to be a Phase 2 where we have to collect the Infinity Stones and fight Thanos inside a Shakey's.
What on earth is Phase 2? Wow. Okay, now you've piqued my interest, Patrick.
But I don't know. I'm getting like mixed signals from Shakey's. I mean, we've done nothing but show love for those guys. And this was a press event. And, what can I say? As the editor-in-chief of Otaku USA magazine, I kind of feel a little left out here. So I'm going to play a little hard to get. I'm going to throw some shade here at Shakey's. I'm going to play you a sample soundbite from the Crackpot Cinema podcast, which was hosted by my late friend, Mike McPadden, as he discusses Shakey's pizza.
He got free
all the
pizza?
Characters. Yeah.
Oh,
well, that
man.
upset me because it was like lousy pizza. It was Shakey's pizza.
Well, that's
it's
true.
Like, come on, you're in Chicago. We have options here.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Shakey's.
Have you considered maybe this is tsundere, that Japanese genre of anime character where like the women like treat the male characters really bad until they treat them nice? I think Shakey's is just being mean to us, so it'll feel all the sweeter when we reconcile at the end.
Maybe Phase 2 is going to be a love offering from Shakey's that we can't
Phase
resist.
2 is us going on. We are the American pizza tour in Japan, Patrick.
We are the Shakey's inspectors. You are Pepperoni Patrol. I'm Sergeant Salami. There's going to be a reckoning upon this earth.
And on that note,
stage fright, go away. This is my big day. This is my time to be a star. And the thrill that I feel, it's really unreal. I can't believe I've come this far. This is my time to be a star.
my stage fright went away. This is my big day. I feel great after this podcast, Patrick. How do you feel?
I feel like a passed out Sora News 24 reporter on the ground going through a carb crash after eating the American seafood tomato pizza.
Getting his stomach pumped. And on that beautiful image, I think I have to go to break for lunch myself.
Are you going to have the buffet at the Gira Gira Girls there in Kabukicho? Actually, Matt, some of the best food is at strip club joints.
Don't eat the bentos at Japanese adult establishments. That's my advice to children and adults of all ages. Stay away from them.
Well, this is the thing is now that they've announced they're not going to be bringing back the robot restaurant, it's up to us to bring it back, Matt. I mean, I think you have a lot of robot toys, don't you? I think you've got some robots.
My robot restaurant would actually be a robot restaurant. It would be full of robot toys, and you're not allowed to touch them. You'd have to sit there quietly and gaze upon my robot toys while I lectured you on them. If you're down for this, you can just come over to my house anytime. We should rent out Shakey's and have it turn it into a robot toy restaurant.
And have someone bring in like a motorcycle and just like rev up the motor every now and then to just make the air unbreathable.
I just want to say, Shakey's, I forgive you. I forgive you for not inviting us to the American pizza tour.
It's just a phase we're going through, Matt.
Well, this phase has lasted like most of my childhood and adult life, so it'll be interesting to see what comes next.
And on that note, thank you so much for listening to our show. Please continue to support it. Please continue to leave nice reviews and subscribe and stuff like that. And we'll be back next week with a new one.
See you then.
Thanks for listening.